In this video, I'm going to teach you the 6 things you can do to save money on hearing aids. Coming up. Hi guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Anthem, Arizona. And on this channel, I cover a bunch of hearing-related information to help make you a better informed consumer. So if you're into that, consider hitting the subscribe button. You don't need me to tell you that hearing aids are expensive. You already know that. But did you know that there's things that you can do to help reduce the cost of hearing aids without sacrificing the hearing treatment? That's why I made this video, to show you the 6 things that you can do to save some money on hearing aids. The first thing you should do is call your insurance company. Now, a lot of people think that just because Medicare doesn't cover hearing aids, that their insurance won't cover hearing aids, and that's not necessarily the case. There's more and more insurance companies that are giving hearing aid benefits to individuals who have hearing loss. That being said, there's also insurance companies that are contracted with managed care groups, which will get you a discount on hearing treatment as well. The thing to understand though about managed care groups like True Hearing or Epic is that a lot of times when you go into an audiology clinic, you can get the audiology clinic to give you a better price than whatever managed care will get you. But it's nice to know if you walk into that clinic saying, hey, I have True Hearing benefits, then that will trigger them to actually give you a better price. Number 2 is don't buy hearing aids as often. There's a lot of people out there who think that getting the newest, latest, and greatest technology every year or two is going to help them substantially with their hearing, and that is definitely not the case. And if there are clinics that are telling you that that's the case, then I would question the recommendation to upgrading technology that often. You see, even though there is improvements in hearing technology year over year, the improvements are generally small unless there's a major feature that comes out that would dramatically improve your listening environment or situations that you want to hear in. What you should really be doing is seeing if you can find a place that will program your hearing aids better. Hearing aids only perform as well as they are programmed. So if the place that you're going to is not following best practices, you'd probably be better served at taking the hearing aids that you currently have and going somewhere that does do best practices, meaning they perform real ear measures, they do other outcomes, subjective outcome measures, in order to determine if you're actually getting benefit. If your hearing care professional's way of determining benefit is, how does that sound? Then you're probably going to a place that doesn't follow best practices. The third way is to ask for lower level technology. Lower end hearing devices are actually still pretty good, and while they won't help you hear as well as the premium level technology, they'll actually do a lot more than you would think. And it really comes down to how well that hearing device is programmed for you. I often say that a low level hearing aid, if it's programmed well, will perform better than a premium level device that's not programmed well. The fourth thing you can do is actually finance your devices. Financing is a great way in order to break up that front-end payment that you would traditionally make when buying hearing aids and hearing treatment, and being able to spread it out over a long period of time. Pretty much any clinic that you'll go into will have some kind of financing options that will either be low-interest medical financing or no-interest financing, and they'll be able to help you set you up with that and find something that works inside of your budget. The fifth thing you can do is actually consider buying hearing aids online. And I know that seems ridiculous from someone who basically sells hearing aids in a clinic setting. Why would I be recommending to you online? And it doesn't necessarily win me a lot of fans in my own profession. But if you just can't afford, or you can't find a clinic that can give you a affordable price on hearing aids, then going online might be a viable option for you. Now, one thing you need to keep in mind is that when you buy hearing aids online, it is really a crapshoot from that standpoint. You don't know if the device you're going to get is physically going to be fitting right in your ear, and you don't know if it's going to be programmed right for you. In fact, I guarantee that the hearing device is not programmed right for you because you never had it professionally fit while it was in your ear. So keep that in mind, but if you are looking for just some marginal benefit or a little bit of benefit, going online might be the way to go. And if you want more information on that, I actually created another video that I'll link in the description below about the 7 things you should know before buying hearing aids online. And last but not least, number 6. See if you can find a hearing aid clinic that will unbundle their care. And what I mean by that is you have generally 2 types of clinics. You have a clinic that will bundle the cost of the hearing aid and the hearing treatment all into one cost. And then you have other clinics that will separate the cost of the hearing aid and the treatment that they provide. When you go to a clinic that separates those costs, you can generally get lower upfront costs of technology, and you don't have to prepay for the care that you may or may not receive. Now, yes, there are some merits to going with a bundled delivery model of hearing aids and hearing treatment, is that you can basically go in as many times as you want to, or whatever they've scheduled for you to come in for, and you don't have to worry about any additional out-of-pocket expense. And because you can finance that, assuming you have decent credit, you can spread load the cost of that anyway. But one of the things in the industry that's changing a lot is this aspect of, why would you spend all of this money up front when you don't really know if you're going to use that? Okay. And then the other aspect is that some places will actually sell you what appears to be a bundled model, but they don't actually provide you with really high quality follow-up care. It really comes down to, if you want to have success with treatment, have really good success, you need to make sure that the professional care is on point. You really need to make sure that they're doing all of the processes and doing them extremely accurately to make sure that you have the most success possible with your hearing aids. One thing you don't want to do is sacrifice the quality of care in order to save some money. There are plenty of clinics out there who will sell you a hearing device for extremely cheap, but won't provide you with the adequate fitting and follow-up care to make sure that that device actually works right for you. So they're going to make their easy money. You're never going to come back in for your follow-up because they're not going to give you very good follow-up. And then ultimately you'll be left with this impression that hearing aids just don't work for you, which is largely not the case. If you're a candidate for a hearing aid, there is absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be perceiving benefit with hearing aids. The only way that that would happen is if you got the completely wrong type of hearing aid for you, and if the fitting and follow-up is horrible. Okay guys, so let's recap. Number one, ask your insurance to see if they cover a portion of your hearing treatment. Number two, don't go and get new hearing aids quite yet. Reprogram them, see if you can get more out of those devices than what you're currently getting. Number three is ask about a lower level of technology. Just remember, you can make a low-level piece of technology work really well if you program it well, and you can make an expensive piece of technology work horribly if it's programmed wrong. Number four is see if you can ask about financing at the next place that you go to see if you can spread load the cost of that treatment over a longer period of time. Number five, consider buying your hearing aids online. While I caution you about this, it can be a way to get the technology for cheaper and then take that technology into a clinic so they can program it for you. And number six, find a clinic that unbundles their care. That will, again, reduce the amount of money that you'll have to pay up front. And if you don't need as much follow-up care, you're not going to pay for stuff that you're not using. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, go ahead and find my logo somewhere on here and hit the subscribe button. I'll see you next time.